Hey everybody, what is going on? Serial Overdrive here, and today we're talking about some crazy Helldivers 2 leaks. These leaks have all been found within the last couple of days. Some of these are only hours old, and better yet, a lot of them have been found looking through game files, which means there's a high likelihood that these will actually be added to the game. These leaks include a whole new possible race, vehicles that might be drivable, new stratagems, and a new mission type. So yeah, let's just jump into it with the thing that probably everybody wants to hear about first: vehicles. So yeah, it looks like there is a rover vehicle that exists in the game files. People have called this the Colony Rover. It was discovered by Iron Sights, so shout out to them. Now, what this vehicle seems like is it seems like some sort of vehicle that might be able to be driven by players. There is a driving placeholder animation, and you can see this rover on certain missions. This was all stated by Iron Sights. If you look at missions, you can see a destroyed rover as you're scurrying across the galaxy trying to spread democracy. So you see this destroyed rover. It looks like this is the actual undestroyed rover. This rover looks like it has 2 seats in the front and a door to the back, so it could probably hold your whole team, and it might be a great way to traverse some of these bigger maps. Whether or not this means we are going to be getting even bigger maps, nobody knows, but yeah, I could see this being a really cool addition, and it could be something that's available for certain game types, such as jump in the vehicle and transmit ores from point A to point B. It could be something that you can just drop as a stratagem, or it could be something completely new. Who knows? Maybe it's going to be driven by AI. No one really knows yet, but it does seem like this is a legitimate thing that is going to be added to the game. You can see the models have been fairly well fleshed out, and it's not just a burned out carcass. So yeah, it's interesting. And also, like Helldivers, the developers are the sort of developers that would put this stuff into the game first. You see these burnt out carcasses, you see vehicles, it's like a hint at what's to come in the future. Given the fact that this game has been massively popular, I could see them releasing vehicles. It would be a cool thing to do. And from their point of view, it's something that maybe you could add skins to it if you want to add some new Warbond stuff. It just adds a whole new dimension to the game, and it's sort of the direction that they really need to go if they're looking to keep things fresh in the next couple of months, couple of years, or couple of decades. Now, this game's not going to last a decade, let's be honest. So, I'm not saying it's a bad game, by the way. It's just there's not really many games outside of chess and checkers and all that stuff that lasted decades. But computers are pretty new, so maybe I'm just a dumbass. Now, let's get into the new race that could be added. This one, again, has been dropped by Iron Sights, and we've got 2 sort of mage-type characters, illuminate type characters. These could be bugs in armor, these could be some sort of new droid, but to me, these look like whole new races. For those of you wondering about the illuminate, because maybe you're not familiar with the original Helldivers, which I'm not either, it's supposed to be a highly sophisticated civilization that has endured for several hundred of thousands of years. They're called the Squith, I think that's how you pronounce it, and they were originally an aquatic species. They basically used technology to build themselves up and become a species that could conquer the galaxy. I could see them being an interesting foe to fight, but there are some things that make me think that it's interesting. So here's the story. In Helldivers 2, the Illuminate aren't present. The reason for this is they were exterminated by humans in the year 2184. So now here's the thing, okay? The Illuminate were supposedly exterminated, but that doesn't mean they were actually exterminated. And that would be a crazy new thing, a whole new race that comes in. It's a race that existed in Helldivers. It's existed in this universe before, but a lot of players don't know about it. It's a fully fleshed out race with a really good story, and it's something that Helldivers 2 has not taken advantage of yet, so I could definitely see them I could see them taking advantage of it. So if we go to the Helldivers wiki, you can see here they even say, under certain circumstances, you may randomly receive a distorted radio message on your ship. And the radio message says, Super Earth lied. They didn't want you to know. The Illuminate. They're coming. Yeah. Like, this could be a false claim, this could be someone making something up, but honestly, given that bit of information, given the fact that we have Illuminate models in the game, makes me think that this is going to be a whole new race that's going to be entering the Helldivers 2 universe. And I've got to specify Helldivers 2 because they already exist in Helldivers. This is perfect, and honestly, it would be sick to fight these guys. This looks like these models look pretty sick. It looks a little bit different. It's not like you're fighting another version of bugs or another version of bots. No, this is a whole different race. It's an aquatic species, and it looks like we're going to be taking them on. So now, let's go over to the Stratagem leak. I don't know why I pronounced it that way. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Pronunciations, that's something I'm horrible with. If you do hit subscribe, you'll find out that I pronounce things horribly, and I share stories about pooping my pants in the subway. So a bit of a life pro tip here. Any cruise can be a nude cruise. The only thing that it might affect is the length of your stay. And now, let's get into the stratagem. So basically, there's a new stratagem, or at least a new preview for stratagem. This was leaked by Tier 5 NPC. So to sum up this leak and the stratagem, what it is basically a backpack that's going to drop. You grab the backpack and then you're going to be able to use that to drop stim packs, or at least that's what it seems like. The stim packs are going to basically refill your stims, so you can go from 0 to 4. It seems interesting. It seems like something that could be pretty useful, but I just don't see it being worth filling a stratagem pick for. It just doesn't feel useful enough to me. So this is one of those things, like, I do believe it's in the game files and things like that, but I don't know if they're going to drop this one, and even if they do, I don't know how much of an effect this is going to have on the gameplay. Maybe some of you are smarter than me and you can figure out a way to use it, but for me, it just doesn't seem like anything too crazy. And the last leak that we've got to talk about here is the Hive Buster. So this looks like a new mission type that's going to be dropping, and this would be specific to the Terminids. What's going to happen is this Hive Buster is something that you call in to a Terminid, sort of like where they're living, right? You call it into a Terminid hole, let's say. So the Hive Buster is going to drop, it drills down to the core, and it's going to blow up and basically destroy the Terminid home. Because yes, that is how you spread democracy. Anyways, it's going to blow up their home, and then you're going to go home. What you've got to do while it's drilling is defend the area. So yeah, basically it's a pretty simple sort of like tower defense type of thing. This thing drops, you defend it, assuming that nothing happens, you don't get blown up and the thing doesn't get stopped. You drill into the core, blow things up, you extract safely, and you are a successful Helldiver, which none of us are because we've all died millions of times. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate all of the support. If you hit subscribe, I'd love that. If you hit like, I'd love that. And otherwise, have a good day. And until next time, spread democracy.